Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoot, back with the Ultimate Pokemon Conference Minors Season 1, Week number 3 battle here. The prep talk went up yesterday, and the battle is today, of course. And we have an interesting matchup this week where our opponent was extremely weak to one of our Pokemon in particular, Thunderous Incarnate. So we built a squad around it that you can check out in our prep talk. I'll go over it briefly, like I always do. But if you want an in-depth explanation of my team and why I bring it, you can check out my prep talk. Recommended before watching this video, and then that way you can understand my team a little bit better. Anyways, my opponent had a very scary roster. He didn't. What's the word? He didn't draft a lot of Pokemon. Like, he drafted bare minimum, I think, which actually can benefit you and can actually harm you in terms of prep and battling. So that being said, anyways, what's the word? The goal of the team is to get rocks up, get a little chip, but to be honest, I don't need any chip. I just need rocks up. Yeah, I just need rocks up, and things look like a go. If I can get rocks up and set up a nasty plot against something passive like Kofag, Miltank, Shaman, or Blastoise, then I'm in good position there with Thunders. Hydreigon is a Choice Scarf set with Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, U-Turn, and what was my last move? Not quite sure on my last move. But like I said, check out my prep talk video and you'll get that. Decidueye is just another pivot this week, basically. U-Turn, Spirit Shackle, Roost, and Defog, I do believe. Bronzong is my Stealth Rocker with I believe I have Toxic, Gyro and Earthquake. And I'm Heat Proof for the Victini, which is nice. Suicune is just, natural Suicune set. Or, natural is not the word. I think I am just a pretty common Suicune set. Defensive, Sub, Toxic, Scald, Protect, or something like that. Or a Calm Mind, Scald, Ice Beam. Like I said, check out my prep talk video. These battles and the prep talk videos are made, at different timings. So I've obviously forgotten my entire Suicune set. Landers is a Yachi Berry set with U-Turn, Earthquake. I'm not quite sure what my other moves were. Anyways, Thunders is the mon to watch this week, because that's the team, or that's the mon I built the team around. Anyways, we can go ahead and start the battle here. I'm going to lead off Landers because he does have potential Victini lead against Bronzong, potential this lead with the Cincino, whatever the fuck, Cincino. He could have led Shaman or Kofag as well. So I led Landers because I just felt it was my best lead. My most versatile lead. And he does U-turn out, which is fine. And I go ahead and get that Toxic off immediately with my Landers, predicting him to go into either Miltank, Blastoise, or Cofagrigus. And he does go into the Cofagrigus, so really happy about that. I can just U-turn out here and go into something that would easily take this on in the Hydreigon. I am Choice Scarf, though, and I didn't anticipate him going for a trick and tricking me an Iron Ball. Did you see that? So now I'm absolutely slow as fuck, and I believe I'm grounded as well, which is pretty cool. And now his Cophagus does have a choice scarf. That being said, I'm just going to click Dark Pulse here and get a little chip on something as he goes into the Blastoise. And I just go into Bronzong. I didn't really expect the Ice Beam. I mean, I guess it made sense, but I guess I'm more predicted the Toxic. But I guess the Ice Beam makes sense because of Decidueye as well. But I'm going into Bronzong here. And I'm going to attempt to get my rocks up and attempt to potentially throw off a Toxic. However, here, since I do have a spin blocker and just got my rocks up, I could potentially switch out. I do go for the Toxic though, wanting to catch the Blastoise. Obviously, Shaman has a natural gift or natural cure, so it could have switched out there. So the Toxic Mist didn't really matter. As I'm going to go into Decidueye, predicting a Earth Power or something that wasn't something that would be super effective against Bronzong. It had to be the Earth Power. So I bring Decidueye in here on a Leech Seed, and it makes me look like a god, but I didn't predict that. I didn't predict Leech Seed anyway. Any other move, a grass type move, I could say I predicted, but not that. I'm just going to click U-turn here, as he's got likely switch-ins, and I didn't really, as long as I got like a slow U-turn out into Thunders, I was fine with that even. So at this point, I just want a slow U-turn out into Thunders on something like Kofag or Shaman. So now I have a matchup that I don't much like because I have the Iron Ball. As you can see, his Ice Punch doesn't even do that much to me, so I'm just going to U-turn out here. Go into Landers to weaken his attack even more and just U-turn right back out. And go into Suicune, predicting the Ice Punch, obviously. And he does go for the Ice Punch, but again, doing no kinds of damage to this fat-ass team. He goes straight into Blastoise as I set up a Calm Mind. Now my play here is to Scald or Toxic, but Suicune could potentially win the game for me late game. So I'm at the point right now where I can risk my Mon getting Toxic just to potentially get a burn off on Blastoise, or I can switch out and not even risk being Toxic. And that's absolutely the play every time. I'm not going to stay in and let Suicune get Toxic because it puts in way too much work in this match. If it comes down to it. Can take on the Cincino, the Blastoise, the Cophagus, the Miltank, the Victini. The only thing that beats me 1v1 is Shaman, and I could potentially Calm Mind out of that. You know what I'm saying? I could be in a position where I have 2 Calm Minds up, and then Shaman's not actually doing that much for me. So I'm not going to risk my Suicune here. I will switch out and see what he wants to go for. He goes straight for the Roar, so he was ready for the Crocoon, the Vincoon, all the Coons he was ready for. So he roars me out into the absolute worst Mon, for him. In terms of matchup, this is the absolute worst Mon he could have been drug into. Or, he could have drug out, I should say. Here, I can just click Nasty Plot, knowing he's going to switch out, since he does have a switch in being Shaman and a sack being Miltank. So I do think he's going to either switch in his Shaman or sack off his Miltank here. Either way, I'm going to take it as an opportunity to set up a Nasty Plot. A Nasty Plot allows me to one-shot everything on his team with Thunderbolt, bar Shaman, which is O-Code with a +2 Sludge Wave. So I'm guaranteed a knockout right here. So I'll just click Thunderbolt. No reason to really think about my play there. And I'm faster than everything bar the Cincino. So he has to absolutely bring it in right now. I can click Thunder Wave and paralyze him, but Thunderous is still my main right now since Hydreigon did get tricked. The Iron Ball and is a lot slower than I would like him to be. So until I get that potentially knocked off or get this thing Thunder Waved and then later try to sweep with Thunders, I'm not going to risk my Thunders yet again. I'm going to keep playing safe until I'm in the position to win 100%. So that being said, I'm going to switch out into Bronzong here, as he actually goes for the knockoff. Quite interesting there. However, I'm going to switch out into Landers here to get a little Intimidate off. I should have switched out into Hydreigon here on a predicted knockoff, but he switches out anyway, so it didn't really matter. So this is fine. I can just U-turn out. I do reveal to be faster than his Shaman, so that's noteworthy. He goes for the Seed Flare as I bring in my Decidueye again. Not really doing much damage. He goes for the Hidden Power, and it does almost 30%. So maybe a Seed Flare into a Hidden Power would have... A Seed Flare special defense drop into a Hidden Power would have did the work. Here I go into Thunders and just click Thunderbolt since I can knock him out at that range. And he brings back in the Cincino. Not quite worried about that thing yet though, as he does go for the Tail Slap, which obviously would have knocked out my resist, but wouldn't have touched my immunity. So questionable play there. Thought I went into Decidueye. Would have been bad for him. However, I am going to just go out into Apollo here in my Decidueye. Click Spirit Shackle. Does 34%, but he goes for the knockoff. So I do survive that. I could go for the Roost here, but if he was to get like a crit Shadow Ball or something, then it wasn't worth it. So just going to knock him out there. He goes into the Cincino again. Here I'm going to go into Hydreigon, predicting the knockoff. And I get that play right this time. And I'm just going to click U-turn, predicting his Blastoise to come out. And what this allows me to do is go into Thundurus. And I can make one of a couple plays here. I can click... So my special attack investment, like I said in my prep talk video, has me setting at 148 special attack. Or not the points, but that's how many EVs I have. 148 EVs in special attack, which allows me to knock out Blastoise with a Life Orb. And it allows me to knock everything else out after a Nasty Plot. That being said, I don't have to have a Nasty Plot up to do 60% to Blastoise, meaning I can go ahead and knock him out. He can bring in Victini or Cincino, and I can paralyze either. However, I do die to V-Create and Tail Slap, respectively, if they are, max attack. However, if he goes into Cincino, I can switch out into Bronzong, and then go from there, depending on what move he goes for. Anyways, my play here is to Thunderbolt 100%. At 75%, I still knock him out, so 67 is no big deal. Click that Thunderbolt there, pick up another kill, and now Victini comes in. I'm going to click Thunder Wave so that Hydreigon can come in and clean up. He goes for the Blue Flare instead of the V-Create, and I actually have 72 EVs in special defense and 120 in HP, so I'm able to live this with enough HP to throw off one more hit and then die to my Life Orb recoil. That being said, I'm going to sack off my Bronzong here to the Blue Flare. I'm going to bring in the Hydreigon, and I'm going to click Dark Pulse. I did get rid of my Iron Ball, so, I'm back to normal speed. He brings in his Cincino, after the Victini goes down. I'm going to switch out into Landers here, get the Intimidate off, ensure that I 100% live any hit with Suicune. So my plan here is actually to go into Thunderous, click Thunder Wave, and then bring Hydreigon in and click Dark Pulse. However, he does get paralyzed there, so differential isn't changed, but his Mon's kills are changed, if that makes sense. I was going to get a 3-0 regardless. After this thing got paralyzed, I was getting a 3-0 regardless. But what did matter was his Cincino missed out on a kill there, and my Thunders instead dies to Life Orb Recoil instead of Cincino. But was 100% getting a 3-0 there. Unless I went into Suicune and got critical hit by the Bullet Seed, and then went into Thunders to Hydreigon, I would have got a 2-0 instead of a 3-0. But that would have required me to choke. But yeah, good game to the Pittsburgh Celesteelers. You got one of the cleanest logos in the league. It's really sick, and it was a very fun squad. Didn't bring the Mega Pidgeot, which is the only thing that could outspeed my Thunders, bar Cincino, but it was a really fun game. Really cool prep on both sides, in my opinion. With the Iron Ball trick, Cofagrigus, that was very cool in my opinion. I brought like some standard stuff this week, but they worked out so well that I didn't really have to do anything else. Anyways, that's gonna be it for week 3. We move on to 3-0, and our next battle is against the Portland Greninjas. So look out for that. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you did differently in your prep. Let me know what you did differently in the battle. All the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching.